So this video is on the curse of parasocial relationships.
It's the summer of 2023. You spend your day playing online video games and watching streamers surrounded by leftover takeouts and empty soda cans, desperately yearning
feel
for some
called out.
human interactions. In walks in your virtual savior, a 2D idol with an enchanting voice and an anime avatar. Desperate to know more, you start researching more info about her and end up on
writing
some
with our
dark corner
feet?
of the interweb where people will do whatever it takes to be noticed by their favorite Oshi. Wait, I think I'm describing my life right now. Anyway.
I was gonna say, I think I'm describing my life right now. Oh.
Where was I? These VTubers or virtual YouTubers are taking the internet by storm. They've got it all: catchy songs, adorable avatars, and the ability to make you forget that you haven't left your house in days. They make you feel things you haven't felt in a long
Damn, chat, do I make you forget that you haven't left your house? Or do I make you want to go out so you can buy tasty food?
long time. But there's a catch. They don't know you exist. And that's where things get...
They don't know you exist? Shit. Chat, I don't know you exist. No, does me pause. No. I don't know you exist, apparently. You do not exist. I unfortunately have to do work. I know, right? Imagine not having to go out of your house when you go to work. Wait, that's my life.
Tricky. You see, you've just entered a parasocial relationship. That's when you feel like you have a real bond with someone who doesn't even know your name. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today. And yes, I know, talking is hard, especially for me. Now, what is a parasocial relationship? Think of it as a one-sided romance with your favorite VTuber, where one person develops a strong connection with a celebrity or public figure through media consumption, such as watching their live stream or following them on social media, to the point where they start to feel a deep emotional attachment to them.
I like how they stopped to make the "I love you, you're my best friend" thing. The thing about parasocial relationship is not always about romance, though. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, it's not always about romance. It's just about wanting a connection or feeling like you have a connection with someone, but it being one-sided. And I think another requirement is it has to be online. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Because you could, like, have a one-sided relationship even at work in a way.
Like, you know them personally, like they're your friend, but you don't actually know much about them, aside from what they let you see. So you start filling out the blanks, imagining a life together, writing fanfics. I, for one, have never written a fanfic in my life. Especially not something that would have been rated anything higher than PG-13. While big community...
Yeah, I totally have never done that. To be fair, it's not really fanfic if it's forum roleplay, right? Oh, man. Oh, but, like, see, the thing with parasocial, right, interactions and defining them, parasocial in itself doesn't necessarily... The way it's defined, especially by this person, is the fact that they only show you what they want, right? They show you one side of themselves and you fill in the blanks. But that happens with absolutely everyone, everywhere, regardless. Paws, what a RP. I should really make another RP server. I did have RP. Like, I joined the RP Atlas game server at one point. There was like a thing. It was pretty fun. Exhausting though to stay in character. It's like this happens in real life as well, where you have different expectations, where you have different viewings of each other, where things don't exactly align, where you make up a lot of things. It also is a problem. I'd say more like it's not necessarily parasocialism, but rather idolizing someone in a way. I think like that's more dangerous than simply believing you're someone's friend. And it also depends on how harmful it is and whether it affects your life or it does not affect your life. What kind of RP? The Atlas RP. It was just the pirate, the game. Arc creators, they made the pirate game as well. So it was just RPing to be pirates. Yar, matey.
Communities foster one-way relationships from the sheer fact that the streamer cannot physically interact with everyone in the chat room. This isn't the case for smaller communities. In those communities, the creators and the fan interact each other on a daily basis. They might know each other's name. They know a little bit of what's going on in each other's life. Those communities are what, in fact, we call symbiotic because they are mutually beneficial.
I don't think anybody's ever considered how it goes both ways. I started VTubing because I was fucking lonely for human contact and connection.
So why is everyone making a big deal out of parasocial relationships? After all, there's nothing to be ashamed of over having a harmless crush on your favorite Oshi or fueling some saucy daydreams from time to time. After all, you're among brethren here.
別の女の子のは聞かないと。もちろん、OK。知ってるのですよ。大丈夫、大丈夫。それは大丈夫、知ってるよ。可愛い赤ちゃん。ルジアちゃんがね、すごくね。
Well, it
baby,
starts
oh
to
my
become
God.
a problem when fans start feeling a sense of possessiveness and ownership over their favorite VTubers.
I will never marry you. Your favorite content creator will never marry you. They'll never date you. Don't fucking hold them to that type of level.
And I know a few of us have felt moments where we were lonely.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. That's just people being weird in general. Like, you know that the people that make altars with their favorite movie stars as well and stuff. Like, fans can be whack regardless of anything. Possessiveness doesn't necessarily, like, I wouldn't say possessiveness indicates parasocialism. I'd say possessiveness indicates another psychological issue there.
And depressed during our lives, but very few of us will ever have the level of courage these people did to realize their dreams by taking it one step further. In the case of Uruha Rushia, when it came to light that she had been chatting with a male acquaintance, her fan base went into a frenzy. Subscribers dropped and the comment section turned into a virtual war zone. Why? Because some fans believed her interactions threatened the perfect relationship they had concocted in their head. After a series of events, this led ultimately to the departure of Uruha Rushia.
Yeah, this was really toxic. Even I heard of it.
大嫌い。
A similar sentiment can be observed in the case of Vox Akuma, a VTuber from the Luxium Niji Sanji group. While some might say that he encouraged that behavior, and you'd have very strong reasons to believe so.
Why don't you be a good little slut and go and sit down in that chair for me? How much do you enjoy?
Excuse me, how is this allowed on YouTube? Again? Like, how is that allowed? Like, there are so many ASMR videos. Like, I see it all the time on Twitter. VTubers saying that their ASMR channels got struck down and removed. How is this allowed on YouTube? Holy moly, man. I have not watched Vox. Like, I know he has, like, people said he has, like, a very suave voice and he does a lot of, like, lewd stuff. Like, ASMR-wise, like, he says lewd stuff. But damn. Don't get me wrong. I don't care. Like, there is naked yoga on YouTube. I don't care that this is on YouTube. It's just very funny to me that some things are allowed and some things are not. It's very biased, just like Twitch is.
Being called daddy. I'm here to inform you that I really, really, really fucking love it when you call me that.
Oh shit, my bad. I was stun locked for a bit. Yeah, let's carry on. Vox
Can I just say that maybe it's my headset or my ears, I don't know. But it just makes my ear just kind of like want to take my headset off when that happens. I'm like, don't whisper in my ear like that. This is hurting. Oh.
Akuma is a VTuber who has been playing with fire, and now he's getting burned. He's been teasing his fans and giving them some attention, but some of his fans have gone completely off the rail and have become batshit crazy, or even in some case turned stalkers or off the rail.
My lord, I will be very sad if you do ASMR with others because I enjoy our private ASMR time every week. I am your Oshi. Mwah. Sorry. Just writing my lord makes me want to cringe.
and have become
Don't
batshit crazy,
ASMR with
or
others,
even in some
guys.
case turned stalkers or straight up haters. But that's not all. Vox has also been facing some serious safety concerns due to his fan base. According to some reports, he has been doxxed by a stalker who posted his home address and
Damn. Crazy.
photos on social media. He has also received some bad news from his family, which may be related to the doxing incident. These parasocial fans have also trauma dumped a lot of him during
To be fair, this doesn't necessarily have anything to do doesn't have anything to do with being parasocial though. Some people are jealous of your fame and some people are just weird. Exactly. Like this is just being online. In my opinion. Like I have been doxxed. I have been harassed. I have been stalked. I've been death threatened. It comes with being a content creator. But like there are people out there that will do things just because they don't like you. You will have opportunities shot or taken from you just because someone has a power trip and just doesn't like your face. So this doesn't necessarily have to do with someone being parasocial or being slighted or feeling like you don't love them, right? It can simply be someone that says, you are more popular than my favorite creator, or like things like that. That does that.
live streams in the hopes of getting some comfort or affection out of him.
My boyfriend broke up with me as he can't stand our long-distance relationship anymore, but I'm fine because my lord is with me now. May I have a big hug and a kiss to heal my broken heart? Of course, you know, you're feeling wounded and can have a little kiss and everything, but I am not a substitute for your own happiness, okay? You deserve more than this. You can do better than just falling in love with me.
Fox Akuma has tried to deal with these issues
I mean, honestly, the way he handled it was pretty diplomatic. Like, I don't like. I personally like that clip particularly. It was a okay answer from him. I I understand, right? Like they're like ASMR can make some people feel as if you're giving them that fantasy and they start to substitute it for the real thing. But I think like that is a very small percentage of people because from what I've seen, there are a lot of roleplay ASMR videos out there from people. And a lot of them use it as a substitute simply when they need to feel better. They want encouraging words or when they... like, it's not... ASMR is not inherently sexual. A lot of VTubers do make it sexual. So there's like heavy enforcement over it, especially on YouTube now.
Stream, but some of his fans are not taking the hint or backing off.
You and I are not in a relationship, nor most likely will we ever be. I know this may be really upsetting to hear, but when it comes to the kinds of things that you have been doing, I can't hold this back any longer. I'm sorry.
Now I want you guys to watch this clip because when I saw it, my jaw literally dropped like a cartoon character because it's pretty intense.
You need to view me as an entertainer. If you, as a fan, have in my name, as a result of feeling an attachment to me, have engaged with a liver, or with any streamer, with any content creator, with one of my friends worst of all, or with another kindred, or with someone else's fans, and you have flamed, hurt, attacked them in any way as a means of trying to benefit the connection between us, I do not want your support. I do not want you on my stream. I do not want to see your face. I do not want to see your name. I do not want to receive a super chat from you. I don't want to receive anything from you. I think that you're a vile fuckhead and I do not want anything to do with you. Do you understand?
Okay.
A vile fuckhead. Oh man. It's sad that people like that he has to kind of clarify it in a way. Oh, the wording choice is so amusing to me. But like when it comes to people doing things and imagining their own thing, at the end of the day, the like what Vox, in my opinion, fails to understand is that he is playing a character, he's playing a persona. Someone can absolutely, totally kind of make their own variant of Vox the demon. I think he's a demon. So, yes, you as a person, you like Vox, the person behind Vox, me, the person behind my model, right? Like, it's completely separate. And that's the part, like, sometimes streamers can't take the difference. Like, they merge themselves with their online persona, and they can no longer tell the difference. And then fans sometimes cannot tell the difference. And I think either of those cases are not beneficial. Like, both sides are pretty bad. Not being able to separate yourself from someone saying, like, I had a comment in one of the earlier videos, this is probably the best example, but someone said, your model is so pretty. And then someone else attacked that person saying that they need to touch grass because they complimented how my model looks. They didn't even say that I look pretty, right? Me. They didn't even say my name. They just said the model looks pretty. And people took offense to the fact that the person liked the art. At that point, it's projecting, yeah. Like, you're projecting your own understanding and your own beliefs onto something and making it worse than it is. Was that me? I said that before? No, I don't remember. It was just one of the comments, someone saying that they liked the model, and someone else felt attacked and started attacking them over it. It's just, why would you feel the need to attack that person for liking how someone's model looks?
Okay, I mean, when it crosses the line between having harmless fun and demanding something from your favorite creator because it doesn't fit the narrative of the idealistic relationships you've built in your head, that's when it becomes a problem.
You should not form a parasocial connection to me when we do something and when we have fun together in a sort of a BFE type of way that you understand it's not fucking real. It's not fucking real. It's role play. We are having a bit of banter. You just enjoy hearing kissy noises in the mic and listening to someone with a nice voice, and that's valid. But it's taking that a step further and believing that you and I are in a relationship and then taking that as an excuse to attack people that is absolutely fucking disgusting. And if you engage in that behavior, get off of my stream right now and never come back.
This leads to moments like this one.
Yeah, like, that is pretty... It's a good statement from them, right, to make it clear. But, like, I feel like also people saying that his behavior excuses or feeds into it is like, sure. But at the end of the day, anything can be considered sexual. And for some people, again, parasocialism is not necessarily sexual. I could say hi to someone every single day, and they would assume that we will be together. Just because I said hi to them. Like, people have to understand that the actions that people do is not necessarily the problem. There will be individuals that are simply mentally unwell or that need help. Like, there will be people that simply need help. And that no matter how much you're going to berate others or make them feel bad or say things like this is not going to stop them because they're not going to hear it. They're not going to hear it. Like, these type of messages do not work on the people that are actually affected by this. Because those people will twist it in a narrative that fits them. I'm sorry to give another real life example. When I was in 9th grade, I had a boy like confess to me that he likes me and he wants to be with me, and I told him, sorry, I don't like you, I'm not interested in you, also I have a boyfriend, right? And I told him that, and for 4 years he waited for me to break up with that person, the entirety of the high school, he still waited. He didn't hear the fact that I'm not interested in him. He waited 4 years. It didn't matter. They told my friend that they are waiting until I break up so we can be together. At that point, what do you tell that person? Like, they don't want to hear what you're saying. They don't want to listen to what you're saying. They don't want to face the reality. And you're not going to force them. Like, I understand it's important to talk about parasocialism. It's important to talk about things and defining relationships and everything. However, I feel like all of these messages and talks and you can do this, you can't do that is pointless.
That are really hard to watch. Here, one of Vox Akuma fan tips him and asks for a kiss. He says at first that he doesn't feel like it. However, feeling bad about denying their request, he ends up doing it anyway.
No kisses today. I'm not in a good mood. Oh, I can't resist. There you go.
This highlights the pressure that VTubers can sometimes face from their fans' expectations and how it can impact their decision and
My lord, can we have streaming? If you feel lonely, why not do some work and make some money? Ah, yes.
personal boundaries on a daily basis.
You know, I was trying to put up a front. Once upon a time, I actually did do like kisses for every super chat because I just, you know, I wanted this job to flourish. I wanted you guys to like stay and I wanted you guys to like think I was a cute girl. And then once upon a time, I was like, I'm tired.
This was also the case when his ASMR dating stream was interrupted by his female friend, Remu.
I'm gonna message Vox. Vox, can you guys tell him to like check Discord on his chat, please? Vox, do I need to do something in the last minigame to get the true ending? Is he doing like ASMR? Oh shit, he's like having a date. Imagine if Vox was like your boyfriend, guys, and he's like chilling with you, and then he gets a call by his fucking annoying neighbor. Can you help me with...
That actually happens in real life more often than you'd think. It's also a good signal of whether you should stay with your partner if they get really upset at you for helping your friend.
This game. I'm ruining a date. Oh my god, I'm gonna get hate. Give me a second, I'm gonna go talk to him. Vox? Vox? Vox?
What? Hang on. Excuse me. I'm just getting a call. Would you mind just giving me a moment? Yeah, hello? Hello?
Do I need to do something in the minigame?
No, now is not the time. All right, listen. When you get to the last night, I'm pretty sure you've done everything you need to do, okay?
Yes.
Yes.
This is funny, man. Sorry. This is actually comedy, peak comedy. It would be funny if this was actually like planned in ahead. It's really funny.
Yes.
No, I think that's it.
So I don't do anything in the minigame?
Yeah, no, when it says the end, that means you got it.
Okay, bye. Have fun in your date.
You can just look this up. Listen, I'm out at the moment. I'm
sorry! Tell your girlfriend that I like her. Bye.
Alright, fuck me then. Have fun with it. Alright, I'll see you around. Jesus. I'm sorry about that. Good lord. Yeah, no, it's a buddy of mine. I was helping them get through a video game and they always just keep coming back to me for advice when all the answers are there online.
I'm so sorry. I ruined somebody's date. I apologize. I apologize to Vox multiple girlfriends.
Vox face
I apologize to Vox's multiple girlfriends. Oh my god. Oh, IP dating is a thing. It's called an escort. For real. There's also like you can rent in Japan you can rent yourself a family for up to 3 months. It doesn't necessarily have to be like girlfriend. You can rent yourself a dad, you can rent yourself an uncle, you can rent yourself a mother.
significant backlash as he took a call during his simulated date with his viewers. This incident not only affected Vox, but also resulted in harassment toward his female friend. And some people even went as far as sending death threats, forcing Vox to set stronger boundaries in order to address the negative consequences of his fans' sense of entitlement.
In the last...
That kind of like says, like, see, me looking at it, it's funny, right? Because like, oh, it's just like, imagine you're actually going on a date and you get a phone call, right? It's like, it happens, it's normal. Actually, like, going to a level where you're like being hateful of someone, that's just hurting. Like, that's not being parasocial. That's really mentally fucked up, because you're trying to isolate the person that you quote unquote like. You're trying to make them not have anyone except you for support. It's, I don't know if it's psycho behavior. I don't know the psychological word for that mental issue. It's not selfish. It's actually worse than that. But yeah, I don't know the exact word for it, but it is a situation where you're trying to make someone rely only on you. Like, you're trying to isolate them from everyone. Abusive relationship, maybe? Codependency? But yeah, it's like... That's the main problem with it. It's like trying to isolate Vox from everyone else, because he's gonna feel bad trying to collab with anyone, right? If this behavior persists, the first reaction is to stop yourself from interacting with others so you don't bother them. Because I've had that. Yeah, you're trying to force them in a codependent relationship. Exactly. I've had that. When I was getting stalked and harassed by, like, my stalker would follow me in streams. They would follow me to my friends. They would follow me when I would raid people. And the only way that I could protect my friends was to basically not go to them. Like, I had to make sure, like, that I set up a wall and I locked myself in with my stalker. And that's exactly what that person wants. They want Vox to be theirs. They want Vox to lock themselves in. And it's a common tactic, sadly, when it comes to being a content creator, because you're trying not to get others involved, not to cause trouble, not to like have this spill onto other people's lives. The way I solved my stalker issues, I just didn't follow the people that I liked, so that person didn't have any way to breadcrumb trail onto the people that I cared about. And that was the only way I could personally still talk to people and hang out without them showing up or causing issues for others. It's really nasty because there's not much you can do, even from a legal perspective. Most websites will not help you, which is why it is very annoying and frustrating. But at the same time, all their power over you is in you wanting to remain anonymous. However, if you just confront it, they have no other power over you. Obviously, there are some exceptions that I won't go into for the safety of other people. But like, generally speaking, if you get doxxed and you own up to it, they lose a lot of their power.
Last stream, I'm not sure why you took so much issue with Reimu showing up.
It sucks though for
16,000 other people there. What?
16,000 other people. Yeah, but they were your people. It sucks, but sadly there's not much resolution that you can do right now when it comes to getting stalked, when it comes to even getting doxxed. Like, my stalker released my information on Twitch and got a 2-week suspension. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, that's it. 2 weeks suspension, not even ban.
What part of you thinks that we have a one-on-one connection? I couldn't believe that as many people were sending death threats to Reimu as there were. I'm now realizing how much worse this has become, and this is where it has to end.
As a result of all of this, he's been taking several hiatuses from his streams since then, due to mostly health and mental reasons. He has not revealed the details of his situation, so we can only assume what is affecting him, so take this with as much salt as you want to, but he has asked for privacy and respect from his fans and the public. Another very common problem in both the anime, K-pop, and VTubing industry is the shipping problem, which is also a problem that Vox Akuma has already addressed.
Shipping. Ordinarily 100% completely harmless behavior. In my community, apparently, this has become something immensely toxic. When you ship somebody, you do so with the understanding that the people you're shipping most likely are not together. There are some people who take that a step further. Shipping me with someone does not mean that that person and I are together. There are quite a lot of people who seem to be under the foul delusion that if I spend time with another person, that I am somehow cheating on them, and that even less so, that person that I'm spending time with deserves any sort of hate for that reason. Acting this way is despicable, it's wrong, and it's fucking delusional, and you need to seek mental help.
Like, it's nice and dandy to set boundaries, right? Like, as I said earlier, it's important to be able to set up boundaries and make it clear that he's an entertainer and that's all he will ever be to you. However, again, like, these type of speeches and this type of behavior, right? All it does is it takes away from all the people that don't do this, because you're inclined to not do something anymore because of a few rotten eggs. And it is something that is very unfortunate. And personally, I don't really know a solution to this dilemma. Because, like, I've been through 10 years of being a content creator, right? I've been through a lot of things, and there is no right way to resolve this, because you cannot stop someone who is terminally online, who needs help, who needs intervention, who needs someone to like talk to, who actually needs real life help. And it will keep happening. The only thing you can do as an online person is to vanish completely, is to quit. That is the problem with being a content creator. People know where you work. They know where you are at. So there is no escape for you. There is no way for you to move away from it, and you just have to ignore it. I honestly don't have an answer for this. There is absolutely nothing you can really do, because the platforms don't want to help you with this. It is very hard to track down and legally enforce it as well. Like, even if you block their access, they know where you're at, so they can bypass it. Hence why, like, raising awareness is nice, but there's nothing you can really do as a creator. It just chips away at you and your resolve and your will.
Fans ship two characters together, and someone comes in and disturbs that idea or breaks that illusion, even momentarily, that can become quite bothersome for those fans. This is what happened in the case of Crony when she collabed with a few male co-workers.
Don't ship people. It's weird, especially when we're co-workers. Do you ship your co-workers? Think about it.
Some of his
Yes,
fans,
they do.
judgment aside, definitely think
Like, quite literally, there are some people that will ship their coworkers. It's not necessarily a problem as long as you don't make it into a problem. That's the difference between celebrities and online entertainers. Yep, pretty much. Like, people know where you are at all times. They're like, not physically, right? But you're there. You are a content creator. You always stream. Like, they can reach you. They have your business email. There's nothing you can do to stop that.
That they are in a relationship with him. You only need to glance at the comment section of his YouTube videos or his fan replies to realize that. My lord, from now on, I want people to call me Divine Empress, Milady, Queen of fucking everything.
I mean, some people will,
And
if you ask them
short
that.
of it. I think y'all get my point. When you close
I have had people say like, "What do you want to be called, Paws?" And I'm just like, "Just call me Paws. That's just my name." They're like, "You don't want to be called Queen?" I'm like, "No, I'm equal with you. Why would I want to be put on a pedestal?" Don't. That's the thing that I've, even in a roleplay setting, I've never been one that wants a power of position. First of all, because that fucking sucks. You got to do all the decisions. But like, if you put someone on a pedestal above you, right, and you look up to them, regardless of how you look up to them, just in awe, wanting to serve, in them being your reason for living, right? You create this weird relationship and this gap that does not exist.
Mostly follow your favorite Oshi's journey, watching them going live during the day, and then ending your night interacting with their tweets, etc. It's easy to feel like you know them personally. This sense of familiarity can lead to a feeling of entitlement. Fans might believe that they've played a significant role in their favorite Oshi's success, and as a result, expect something in return. But VTubers are real people with their own lives and boundaries. Being a dedicated fan doesn't give anyone ownership rights over their decisions or actions. Part of our evolutionary instinct traits to get attached to people we see often. This behavior is actually ingrained in us through ancestral learning. In this digital era, we see some of these digital creators more often than we might see our friends or even family. This is amplified with social media. While parasocial relationship used to be reserved to seeing a celebrity perform live on a stage or a famous actor on a cinema screen, now we can easily follow someone's journey constantly through social media updates. And the brain doesn't differentiate between real-life interactions and digital ones.
I mean, you already could do that beforehand with celebrities as well on their social media. This is another thing that people don't realize. A lot of social media is simply curated, and a lot of big creators have managers that do this. Same with, like, you know, corn stars replying to you on their fan websites. They actually have people hired to reply to you. And you're asking about whether making a copy with an AI of someone would solve this, the parasocial aspect. I feel like the people that suffer from extreme stalker behavior, I don't think an AI would necessarily solve it for them. I think it will help people be just more happy to have a chat, to have one-on-one time. For some people, that might be enough, but I don't think it's going to really change much. It will, however, make it cheaper for people, because instead of hiring others to pretend to be them, they will just have the AI pretend to be them.
We as fauna and saplings, we cannot be friends, and we shouldn't be friends. There's a lot of reasons. It is, I think, important for boundaries to be maintained. I am here to entertain you, and that is all. There's nothing particularly like special or that amazing that makes a YouTuber different from anyone else. Just because they're a YouTuber doesn't mean that they'll be a good friend to you. The people that
No,
you
they're
know
actually
in real life, you're
they're actually going to be really bad friends, because they have a lot of times to, you know, actually they have to focus. Like, imagine you're a streamer that streams, like Vox was streaming to 16,000 people. 16,000 people. Just imagine that number and trying to talk one-on-one with every single person. How much time can you dedicate to a single person every day? Like, put yourself from that perspective. And again, like, just because someone does content creation doesn't mean that they're any better or worse than you. There are people who look down on content creators as well, or pity them. Like, it's not always just looking in awe at someone. There's also people that look at you with, like, you're inferior, and that they're doing you a favor by giving you their time. Like, I have seen, I call them wallet warriors. There are people who literally slap down their wallet, or like try and tell you like, oh, if you do this, I'll give you money, or like, I earned this much money compared to you, and try and force their way into your circle by basically showing you their wallet. So like, there are people that will like behave weird towards you regardless.
friends, they can be be better friends to you than any YouTuber can be.
Hey, while I researched for this video, I consumed so much VTuber content that I also started to feel parasocial for some of these VTubers as well. For example, I didn't know much about Vox prior to this, but now I find him really fascinating, and I can 100% see the attraction in him that so many of his fans see, and why he's so successful in this sphere. Let's talk about a specific incident involving Gura, a popular VTuber. When she returned to streaming after dealing with some health issues, she had to close her pre-chat because of an overwhelming number of people demanding answers about why she hadn't been streaming. Heck, the 4chan board is all messages demanding her to get back to making content. She could be on her deathbed and her fans would still demand for her to return to streaming. Being part of a fan—
Well, yeah, like, that's not any different than what any content creator suffers or goes through. Again, that has nothing to do with parasocialism. That has to do with people expecting their entertainment and paying for it and demanding that there is a certain level. When it comes to being employed, especially as a corporate VTuber, you are expected to stream 2 or 3 times a week, right? It is something that's guaranteed. So when you subscribe to someone, it is guaranteed that you're going to get an X amount of entertainment out of it. When you add monetary value like memberships, it is guaranteed, like, you expect it even more. And then on top of all of that, right, think of offers, right? We're still waiting for freaking Game of Thrones to give us the bloody book. I mean, I don't know about you guys. Like, you know, like, this isn't necessarily related just to VTubers. This is related to just people having expectations because they pay for it. So a lot of people are entitled.
Fandom nowadays isn't easy work. It actually monopolizes a huge chunk of their time. Because these fans feel like they directly contributed to their favorite idols or streamers' success, they also feel like it's their responsibility to tell their idol when they either step out of line or when they feel like they made a decision that could hinder their career.
This has to do with change and influencing the view. Again, it doesn't have to do anything necessarily with parasocialism. It has to do with a person's routine, right? Like, some people, they refuse change. They see change as bad. So the moment you do something else that is more beneficial to you as a person, but it doesn't benefit them, they will mention it. You know, those people that come to you and say, "Oh, you've changed so much. You're no longer the person I recognize. What happened to you? Oh, this isn't good. You should, like, stop that." These are people that are, like, trying to chain you to be static and don't understand that human beings are not static, that we constantly evolve, improve, adapt, and go places, including in our hobbies and our beliefs and views on things. And this goes, like, sure, it can be parasocial relationship, but in my opinion, this goes way further beyond what is parasocial. It's just human nature. And attributing this to parasocial and dismissing it, in my opinion, is not good. Because a lot of these comments come from places of people simply being unable to deal with change. It happened, like, again, I've been a content creator for 10 years. I've seen it a lot. There are people that come to me and be like, "What happened to you, Paws?" Like, I used to stream with a face cam, right? Before being a VTuber. I still have people come and say, like, "Oh, your stream used to be so much better and more entertaining when you were using your face cam." I'm like, cool, I don't care. Like, I changed. I wanted to be an anime girl. I want to, like, have pretty art of my anime girl and simp over her. Like, respectfully, your opinion is your opinion and just that. I don't take it as them being parasocial.
Entitlement effect is really present in this email Vabia receives from a parasocial fan while she was dating Soda Popping.
Your streams the last few weeks have been god-awful. Every stream is invaded by the most attention-starved, gossip-hungry, shitty dregs of Soda's fan base. 2 hours later. I couldn't give a shit about him. I also couldn't give a shit about who you're fucking. I don't really want to hear it, whether it's Soda or someone else. But the two of you advertise it so blatantly and constantly that I can't help but be reminded of it every time I tune in.
Again, I'm going to use another Vox example here because it's just a perfect example of that sense of entitlement.
It's gotten to the point where if I take even more than one day off, drama emerges, arguments happen, and anyone who streams that's even vaguely connected to me will be bombarded by chat messages of people who cannot bear to live more than a single day without me. That is not fucking okay.
It is often said that celebrities are part of public domain, but I believe celebs and VTubers are human beings who also face health challenges and deserve our empathy rather than demanding immediate gratification. And it's not only VTubers that can face mental and physical health challenges due to parasocial relationships. Viewers may neglect their health, their work, and their real relationships when they become too attached to a fictional character, not to mention the sense of obligation to financially support their idol, which can in turn become quite financially burdensome. So is there a positive side to parasocial relationships? I've seen a lot of debate spark over it, and I've seen a lot of people actually argue that there is. So let's explore this topic further. There is one positive aspect to all of this, and
Before we get into the positive aspects, I just want to say, so far, when it comes to parasocial relationships, right, it's easy to attribute things to the parasocialism of a viewer, but also content creators also have that. As Vox mentioned, right, when people say that they can't go one day without you streaming, it puts pressure as well on you as a content creator to deliver something. And then when you make a promise, you feel very... It's not necessarily... When you mention that you'll do something or you want to do something, you kind of bind yourself into that and you feel pressured to deliver. And if you fail, it's like the end of the world as well. It's it's definitely something that affects both sides. I would say both the content creator and the viewers. But it's, again, I think for me, I don't think being parasocial is inherently a bad thing. We will, the video plans to go into the benefits of it as well. I think it's just some people take it way too far and have unrealistic expectations. And that is the unfortunate reality of being connected online and having you reachable, within reach. Because of how the internet is.
It's the community feeling. Being part of a community or a fandom fulfills one of our most innate desire to be part of a group. In a society where loneliness is at an all-time high, feeling like you belong somewhere is akin to finding a sense of purpose. But
yeah, usually you had belonging, not necessarily, you had a community in the more sense of, generalized community, gaming community, board game community, book club, stuff like that. And now you have internet personas, influencers to rally behind, which, again, it's nice and all, but people do treat influencers as if they speak the truth just because they have high numbers. While, it doesn't matter how many viewers you have. A lot of people don't have any life experience. A lot of these influencers, they start streaming when they're 16, 17, 18. And they don't have any influence, any real knowledge, any real insight into life. They don't have any life experience. They have been chronically online. So, putting them on a pedestal and treating them as if whatever they're saying is the truth, right? That's, in my opinion, where the actual problem lies in how people view others. And yeah, it's some people take things to the extreme, but I don't think that's a problem for either party to necessarily worry about. It's something that you have to, if you notice, to signal and then move on, because you can't fix that, in my opinion. I don't know
Belonging
how
is
you
more than
fix
being
that.
part of a group. It's also critically tied to your social identity, a set of shared beliefs or ideals. When you are part of one's VTubers community, you are part of a complex web of interconnected relationships. You sport your Oshi's mark, a social identification. You probably share more or less the same values and ideas. In some cases, there is what we call participatory culture, which is when individuals are not only consumers but also participants in distributing and producing content of their idols. This is why I mentioned earlier that a lot of fandoms feel like they are part of their Oshi's success. An example of this is a fan who dubs his Oshi's content so it can be available for overseas fan. Anyone who has clipped their idol streams, and we all know how viral clips can make or break a VTuber career sometimes, and various things like that. In some cases, the level of organization of these fandoms is extremely impressive. Some K-pop
It's interesting that this is presented as a benefit of parasocialism or like a positive thing. I am on the fence of that because on one side, yes, it is nice that there are people who translate things and do things out of generosity, but also that's a negative because a lot of the times these kind of things end up getting exploited. And you have a lot of exploitation and a lot of like bad things coming out of that, from underpaid or unpaid clippers to people making fan games that they cannot monetize because they're not allowed to monetize, to those people getting a lot of free art because it's beneficial. Like you're getting paid in exposure. Quite the definition of that. You get paid in exposure. And you hope that by clipping these people and pushing them further because they're already popular, that someone else is going to notice you and pay you for it. Like, for me, this is the more iffy part of parasocialism because it causes worker exploitation. And a lot of people don't look at it like that because you're creating something for someone that you like and you love. As in, not love as in romantically, but you really want to support someone and it's within your means to do it. Right.
Fans will bury scandals on social media with positive keywords. In the case of BTS fans, for example, they've managed to hold the top 4 most popular hashtags on Twitter for over a year. They basically own Twitter for that whole year. It also happened a few times where fandoms have crowdfunded their favorite VTubers a spotlight on Times Square. How insane is that? These achievements can provide a sense of pride and fulfillment akin to spiritual belonging. Unfortunately, the problem with this is that the people at the top are profiting from this. You see, VTubers Corporation have now not only become proficient at creating successful VTubers, but have now also become proficient at farming parasocial relationship for economic gains. And thus, they benefit.
Wait, was that a lifelong engagement ring? Excuse me? Moving on.
From keeping people hooked to their cell phones and lonely.
マジでね、事務所のさ、あれが厳しいんだよね。本当は事務所に所属してると大変だよみんな。そうだからダメだよ、ほんまに。ブラックすぎるというか、束縛が激しい事務所に行ったら、なんか影でこう付き合って交際してましたみたいな感じでこう写真が流れたりするのを避けるために、もうなんか恋愛とか禁止で、だからもうね、縛られに縛られて自由がないんですよ。
That's more.
Damn. To prevent leaks from you going out and dating someone, we just restrict your dating life. Nice. Easy fix, man. Easy fix. Just don't have a life. I mean, to be fair, all they need is to get workaholics, and it is just capitalism at the end of the day. That's like...
mostly where I take my issue with it from. Now, I want to clarify a clip that I've seen misrepresented in a lot of videos talking about parasocial relationships. Here, Iron Mouse states that she has a parasocial relationship with her fan. But in fact, she is confusing the meaning of that word.
I think I'm like really parasocial. I'm a parasocial streamer. If I could be online all the time, I would.
You're like parasocial with your chat?
Yeah, I am. I think I'm more parasocial than them. Chat is not your friend. Yes, they are. They're my friends. All of them.
I feel like Mousy there is not referring to being parasocial, but rather to being codependent in a way. It's like just saying someone is your friend isn't like... that's enforcing the parasocial of the chat. But being friends with someone, if you are to message Iron Mouse, you're not gonna get her. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just my definition. Maybe I have an outdated definition on what friendship is. But like, yeah.
Told by streamers that they were afraid to close their stream for fear of their viewers getting attached to another streamer and thus losing their viewer base. And so they would push themselves to stream longer hours. But that's not the definition of a parasocial relationship. That's just insecurity. And I'm not saying that to shade anybody. I'm not judging anybody. My understanding of this, and that's totally just my take, take this with as much salt as you want. She most likely feels she owes her viewers more because of her rapid success. And I absolutely adore Iron Mouse. I mean, look at this.
That's cute.
Bruh, if Iron Mouse doesn't deserve the viewers, then who does? She's insanely talented. But fearing that you could lose your audience, that they
What I wanted, like, I paused it because, like, I think, like, this comment is particularly good to this. Feels like when your boss calls everyone part of one big family. Kinda. Like, it is like that. Without meaning any harm or dissing Iron Mouse, it definitely feels like when the boss tells you you're part of the family. It's like, it's just wrong. Because as much as she can be very sincere about caring about the community as a whole and about what the community can achieve, right? We've seen this with Connor. We've seen this with the fundraising. We've seen this with her own interests in things that interest her, right? You can tell where her focus is and how much she cares about her inner circle. However, it's like she is not parasocial with every person that subs to her. She cares about people in a collective way, which is not parasocial.
They might like
that is not being
content creator
parasocial.
better is just a completely normal sentiment for a content creator, but it's not parasocial. Yes, creators can genuinely care for their fan. Yes, they rely on their fan base for their livelihood as well. They can even recognize some regular chatters from time to time, but their love is directed towards a general faceless audience. They don't have
Like, you can be grateful to someone or to people gathered around you.
Expectations of them. When a creator says, I'm being parasocial with my fans, that's, and Fortune's gonna hate me for this, just not possible. Because the very definition of a parasocial relationship is that it's a one-way street. They don't know who you are personally, but you do. If a creator is genuinely and actively thinking of a fan, and that fan is in turn being parasocial with them or thinking about them constantly, that's either a fan-creator relationship or just a normal social relationship. That is not parasocial. And I feel like I keep repeating myself because people keep trying to embellish it. Listen, the only thing we're embellishing is the creator's bank account. And that being said, subscribe to my channel and I will come give you kisses at night. Now, don't get me wrong, VTubers can be entertaining as hell, and some of them even have talent oozing out of every and each of their digital pores. But when you find yourself crying tears of joy because your favorite VTuber noticed your comment in the chat, when you start neglecting your friends and family for the sake of spending more time chronically online, or when
Yeah, that's one thing that I've noticed is like people being all fansy whenever someone big follows them. I just look at it, I'm like, whatever. Like, I don't understand that. Whenever I see people bragging or posting or being genuinely hyped that someone followed them, I think there's a new trend with John Cena following VTubers, and I'm just like, who the fuck cares about that? Like, I look at that, I'm like, yeah.
when you go as far as breaking your favorite Oshi's phone case because you saw a male typing in her chat, it might be time to go outside. And if you do, tell me, what's it like out there?
I want to ask you marry me.
No, because there are a lot of people who want to marry me for some reason, and they all gang up on you and and they will hunt you down if we marry. And I don't want to endanger you, okay? It's for your own good.
Nice. Nice. It was a cool video. Very informative. It's my first time reacting or watching Rima's content. Thank you for recommending it. It was very interesting, very well put together. It showed a lot of different sides. And overall, I think I kind of agree with Rima, although I put a lot of the things that happen to not parasocial relationships. I put them a lot to other mental disorders and mental issues that people have and other symptoms. Like, I just see them, a lot of the behavior is a symptom of something else or a bigger issue rather than someone just being parasocial. Because, like, I guess parasocialism is just the way it's manifesting. It's how that person's demons, so to speak, are manifesting. Yeah, like parasocialism is now more of a umbrella term, more of a how it's being delivered, like how something is being delivered. It's more a tool at this point. Anyway, if you made it this far on YouTube, it's gonna be a long video. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you think about parasocial relationships and stuff like that.